Peace, family. This is Sistah Yaya here with a very important message for you all today. I want to talk a little bit about our mother wounds. Our mother relationships. You see, we did a talk about it about a month ago, rather 2 months ago. And a lot of people got on and were talking about their mother relationships and different things and how it impacted their lives, and they didn't know what to do about it. So we want to talk about mother wounds again, because mother wounds are so essential to who you are. You see, when you have a relationship with your mother, you realize that when she has you, she gives you part of her soul, part of who she is, gets translated to you, right? So the relationship you have with your mother, either as a child or as an adolescent or even as an adult, is very, very important to all the relationships that you have, as it relates to religion, as it relates to your husband, wife, spouse, significant other, your children. So we have to talk about this mother wound, this mother relationship. A lot of us have had very traumatic relationship issues with our mother. There's a lot of perhaps unforgiveness. There's a lot of resentment, thinking that she could have, should have, done better or do better, things that she's done. But one thing you have to understand, a couple of things you have to understand, that our mothers are only surrogates. Okay? They're only surrogates to get us here. They're only surrogates to get us here. There's no guarantee that our mothers are going to be super loving, super kind, super providing everything for us. There's no guarantee that she's going to be doing all those things for us. So let's get that expectation of our minds, because we have to realize that there are mothers themselves. They're human beings. They come with their own set of issues, their own set of problems, their own set of circumstances. And as they're raising us, they're also trying to work through their shit too. And sometimes we have to give them grace. Why do I say this? I love my mother. Y'all know I talk about my mama all the time. We have a very hard relationship. Extremely, extremely, extremely difficult. And I had to learn to do some things, work within myself to kind of work through some of the issues I've had with her. For years, I didn't talk to her. I didn't even know where she lived, But I had to come to terms that my mother's a human being, that my mother has her own issues, her own shortcomings, her own soul that she has to work out. So we put our mothers up here like they're supposed to be next to God, but we don't give them grace to heal. We don't give them grace to be themselves. And I'm a mother now of 2. So I definitely understand. I've had my fair share of mistakes, and we have to definitely give our mothers grace. Here's what you can do. You love your mother, love them, but I want you to do something. I want you first to offer yourself the gift of forgiveness. Why is that important? Because when you forgive yourself, you don't forget about the experience. You don't go back to the experience. Unforgiveness is like a closed fist, like this, right? It's closed up, it's tight. Forgiveness opens up that's what's in this hand, right? And it releases. It releases that energetic tie that you might have to that person that was of low vibration, that's holding you down, okay? That is forgiveness. It's not forgetting of the memory. It's not going back to that person and being cool and being friends again. It's not any of that stuff. It's a release of that energy, that low vibrational energy that anchors you so far down that you feel depressed, you feel lonely, you feel anxious. That's what that is. So forgiveness, remember, is releasing of that energy. You're releasing yourself so you no longer carry that burden, and you're releasing that other person to be free. You're cutting the negative energetic ties. Forgiveness, remember. So first, you forgive yourself for your involvement, for what you felt that was wrong, what you could have did better, for not knowing. For whatever reason, you forgive yourself, because everything begins with self. Secondly, you forgive, which is releasing your mother. You would give her grace so that she can be free to work on her own soul salvation. Remember that. It's very, very important. Giving grace to your mother. You have to. Because no matter what, you're always going to be connected to her. Love it, like it, hate it. That's your mother. But you can transform that relationship by transforming your mind and freeing yourself. So forgiveness is number 1. Giving yourself grace. Number 2, giving her grace. She's going to make mistakes. Think about this. Change the way you think about the expectation of motherhood and parenting. You think your parents should have done this, should have done that. Put yourself in their shoes. Imagine what it was to be raising 1 child, 2 child, 3 children. Think about the challenges that might have been there. Put yourself in their shoes and give them grace. And if you're a parent, you definitely know what I'm talking about because this is not easy. Okay, so we want to forgive ourselves, right? Secondly, we want to give grace. Just give them room to be. And giving them room to be, you give yourself room to be. Because remember, relationships are always reflections of each other. Also remember that before you came here, you had a contract and you chose your parents. So you chose your mama. You did. You chose her to teach you something. And she chose you that you might teach her something. So y'all have a little contract right there. So when running away from relationships and not dealing with our mother wounds, we run away from ourselves because relationships are actually mirrors, they're reflections of who we are, how we can evolve and grow and be better people. Yeah? So our mother wounds are here to teach us something, to help us to evolve and help us to grow. They also have a great impact on how we view ourselves, how we relate to ourselves. A lot of times how our mothers relate to us, we relate to ourselves. So if you're not particularly pleased with how you're relating to yourself, look at your mother and your relationship you have with her. Look for areas where you can forgive, you can release, you can let go, so you can be happy and fulfilled. Remember, the most important person in this whole situation is you. Everything comes from you. Everything, because you are source, you are life. So everything comes from you. You understand? So when we fix you, or we get you in alignment with who you are, everything works out just fine. Everything lines up because you are most important. You are the universe. The universe is you. So mother wounds, just want to encourage you to look at them, to examine them, ask them, what are you here to teach me? Call your mother on the phone. If you can, if she's still alive or if she's in the other realm, connect. Do your best to forgive. Do your best to let go. Because forgiveness is the gift to you, not to the other person. It is the most highest gift to you to be free. And when you're free, you can manifest. When you're free, you can have good health. When you're free, you can be happy, you can be joyful, you can have all which your heart's desire when you are free, but forgiveness will weigh you down. Forgiveness will keep you sick. Forgiveness will keep you angry. Forgiveness will break down your bones, your nerves, your skin. Forgiveness will tear up everything. And if you're experiencing certain physical ailments in your body, such as cancer is one, yeah? Any abnormal growth, tumors and things like that, check to see if there's any unchecked unforgiveness in your life. Scan your lifetime from being a child on up to see if there's any unforgiveness in your life. Because unforgiveness definitely has an impact on your body. Definitely. So, family, I want to remind you that the mother-child relationship is one of the most important relationships you can have. And if you're not able to fix it with the other person, you can always fix it and heal it within yourself. And in doing so, you can heal it 7 generations forward and you can heal it 7 generations back. So that means your children can have a beautiful relationship with you and each other. That means that you can stand as the spoke in the wheel, yes? And change the whole dynamic of your family and where they go because of your decision to forgive yourself and to forgive your mother and to love her. Because in loving her, you love yourself. Yeah? I just want y'all to be free. I just want y'all to be free. I've had so much heaviness in my heart for my mother for so long. I could not give her grace. And y'all know I talk about this. I talk about the anxiety that I've had, the depression that I suffered with for 20 years because I held on to my mother's wound, her wounds that I identified with for so long. And I was so angry. I was so frustrated. And my health kept going down. I ain't had no money. I ain't had no joy. I ain't had no man. I ain't had no sex. I had no nothing. Dealing with unforgiveness and a broken mother wound relationship. That don't have to be for you. It does not have to be for you. So I want to encourage you to do the work. Stay in there. You're worth the fight. You're worth it. You're worth every second. You're worth every struggle. Your soul is worth it because you're beautiful and you're created in the image of the Most High. And together we can get through this together. Together we can heal. Just forgive yourself. Just release. Just say, I release. Say your name. I just release myself. And I love myself and I love my mother. And I send power of grace. I send her power of light, of joy. I send it to her. May it heal her mind, body, and soul. And see how wonderful you will feel. Hold on to your feelings. Your feelings are very important. Hold on to them. Let them teach you. Most importantly, love yourself. Honor yourself. Because in honoring yourself, everything will work itself out. I promise. This is Sistah Yaya here with another message. Just wanted to give you some nuggets of wisdom to get you along your way, to helping you to heal your heart, your mind, your body, and soul. Because guess what? You are worthy. Guess what? You are loved. And guess what? You are God. I love you all. I'll talk to you later. Bye.